Hello all, welcome back. So in the previous session we discussed about LPG and we discussed about global economic development and foreign capital. So we'll now talk about the next point, that is role of foreign capital in underdeveloped countries. So, if you look at underdeveloped countries, I'll take a few names like Bangladesh is an underdeveloped country. There are a lot of African countries which are considered as underdeveloped countries. So, what is the role of foreign capital? Like, even India was long back an underdeveloped country, now it is a developing country. So what is the role? So if you get money from abroad, you can invest a lot of money in capital formation. Machines can be created. Some money can be invested in technology. Whatever resources are available can be used in a better manner. Um, and non-traditional sectors can be developed. Non-traditional sectors except agriculture can be developed. There'll be a lot of investment in infrastructure, and basic and key industries can be developed with that money. Some employment can also be generated with the help of foreign capital. Balance of payments problems like export import balance can be maintained. Inflation can be kept under control. There can be investment in the human resources also. So money in any form is good, whether like here you are getting money from abroad, you're getting money from foreign countries, foreign capital is what you're receiving. So money in any form is good for any country. So this is to be specific with underdeveloped countries where money is a major problem, and if we start receiving money in an underdeveloped country, we can take advantage of this in these particular manners. What kind of foreign money do we get? What kind of foreign capital do we get? So public foreign investment or official development assistance. Here we get bilateral loans, we get bilateral soft loans, we get multilateral loans and grants. So bilateral loans is give and take of loans. Soft loans is without any mortgage. Multilateral loans is loans between many countries. Grants, which is free amount of money transferred. This comes under public foreign investment. Under private foreign investment, then we have FDI, that is foreign direct investment or foreign portfolio investment. So when we say foreign direct investment, we are talking about money directly coming into our country through abroad, and foreign portfolio investment is money coming into shares. So when foreign residents, when they purchase shares of our country, that is how money is indirectly flowing into our country, that is foreign portfolio investment. So these are the ways money can come. Money can come through loans, money can come through grants, money can directly be sent to us for like investment into any company, or money can be sent to us as a portfolio investment. So basically money can be invested into our share market, our indexes, and that's how money can flow into our country. So these are ways with which we can have money. So with this, chapter number 6 is over. I'll just quickly run through what was discussed in this chapter. We have seen what is LPG as a concept, liberalization, privatization and globalization. We saw what is the impact of foreign capital in economic development. We also saw today, we saw is role of foreign capital in underdeveloped countries. How do we get this money, from where do we get foreign capital, in what forms do we get this? So this is where we end this particular chapter. Now moving to the next chapter, that is chapter number 7, foreign trade and balance of payment. We will discuss causes of disequilibrium in balance of payments, measures for correcting this disequilibrium in balance of payment. What is the importance of foreign trade in economic development? We'll see what is balance of payment on current account and capital account. We'll see the understanding of these two terms, that is what is current account and capital account. We'll see important features of recent import export policy. We'll also see what is included in the recent import export policy. So we'll start with the causes of disequilibrium in balance of payment. So you must understand balance of payment basically here means the balance between exports and imports. So why there is a difference between exports and imports? Because of first is domestic inflation, uh, uh, which means that there is an inflation in every country. Inflation means rise of prices. Suddenly there is a rate of inflation that goes up, which increases the prices across products. Again is business cycles. You must be knowing that every time an economy goes through different cycles. So there's something called as growth, recovery, there's something called as recession and depression. So we go through all these four cycles. So there is a recession, there's a slowness in the market, then there's a depression, complete lack of income in the market, then there is recovery, and then there is growth again. So this cycle keeps happening. Because of this cycle there is always going to be an imbalance of payments. Then there is economic development. Some economies are developed, some are not developed. So based on that, there's a disequilibrium. Technological change. We do not have enough technology in our hands, and that's why there could be a disequilibrium. Structural changes. We change governments on a regular basis, and that's how structures keep changing. There are natural changes. Global warming is increasing. There's an increase in national income. Suddenly there is an increase in national income, and we may not require enough of imports. That's also possible. Or we may spend up more on imports. There's a proper exchange of money in terms of money market outside in India. So there's some borrowing and lending happening. Because of all these activities, our balance of payment is under disequilibrium. Sometimes there is exports which is more, and sometimes there is imports which turns out to be more. So these are the causes of disequilibrium. Now, what are the measures for correcting this disequilibrium? How can we maintain a control? How can we? What are the different methods of managing this disequilibrium in the balance of payments? So the best option is deflation. Let us start reducing the prices. This will help us to keep a control, keep a correction measurement in balance of payments. Depreciation of currency. We can depreciate a currency. We can do certain things wherein our currency is valued more, so automatically our exports will start fetching us more money. Then we say devaluation, reducing the values of current assets or whatever fixed assets we have. Protectionism is protecting ourselves from such inflation, creating an environment where we are protected. Then exchange control, foreign exchange control. We can have control on all the foreign exchange activities that are happening. Where is our money being traded? What kind of money are we procuring or purchasing? Majorly the global currency is USD, that is US dollars. So how is our currency functioning in the market in comparison with the US dollars? And all these measurements have to be taken care. This disequilibrium can be helped, can be reduced, can be controlled or corrected with the help of these measures, which include deflation or depreciation of currency, devaluation, protectionism, and exchange control. What is importance of foreign trade in economic development? Why is trading with foreign countries very important in order to grow our economy? Do we need to do this kind of a trade? Is it important for us to trade with foreign countries? Do we need to buy and sell into foreign countries? Of course it is very important. So what are the reasons for this? What is the importance? Why must we do this? So division of labor and specialization. There are some countries who have certain specialization. You must be knowing that Germany is specialist in automobiles, Taiwan is specialist into bicycles, Japan is specialist into technology, US is specialist into technology. So each country has its own specialization. So each country gets the opportunity of displaying their specialization, and we can take advantage of that. Optimum selection and utilization of resources. So our resources can be used at the maximum level, best level. Whatever is our strength, we can showcase it to the world and take advantage of our resources. prices are equal all across the world. So if you're getting something here at 80 rupees, you may get it for $1 in US. So the price is the same. $1 stands for say 75, 70, 80 rupees. So whatever you're getting it for 80 rupees here, you'll get it for $1 there in US. So the prices are same. We have to take advantage of this equality of prices. There are multiple choices. We see now, if we allow trade, foreign trade, someone to come here in India and do business, okay, we'll open the options of multiple choices. There'll be so many choices here. We'll get so much quality. We'll be able to maintain the standards of goods. There'll be good goods coming in, good quality goods coming in here in India. Standard of living can be raised. We can generate more employment opportunities for anybody who's, let's say, foreign companies. We are trading inside, outside. Economic growth and development is also possible. We can grow economically, we can grow money, we can grow a lot of things. Even natural calamities, during natural calamities, if we have good foreign tie-ups, we'll get support, we'll get assistance during that. Of course, the balance of payment positions will be maintained if we have foreign trade. We get a reputation, we get a goodwill. Like if you see companies like Infosys, TCS, they are doing business with a lot of foreign countries. So our reputation as a country is high, is very high because of such kind of a trading situation that is get created. So why is foreign trade important? Because of all these points, we can say that foreign trade is extremely important. Now, what is the balance of payment on current account and capital account? What are these two things? So balance of payment on current account, it refers to payments to and by a country for a currently purchased or sold goods and services. So if we purchase goods, okay, or sell goods, and there is a payment to be received by us, or payment has to be made by us, this situation is called as current account situation, where whether we have to pay interest, receive interest, okay, debts, loans, donations, gifts, all these transaction between one country and another country is called as balance of payment situation. So balance on payment of current account. For what is the present situation, recently whatever transactions we have done is called as current account. So it could include merchandise, that is goods. It could include anything that is invisible, services, anything. Then balance of payment in capital account. This is a record of transactions representing foreign assets and liabilities. Examples of capital account transactions include investment in real estate, equities and bonds. So when we purchase properties outside India, or anybody from abroad, foreign countries, purchases a property here in India, that accounts to capital account transactions. So that is balance of payment in capital account. So how much assets we have purchased, how many assets we have sold, what kind of foreign investment have we received, is there any external assistance, whatever transactions have happened through IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, will be recorded in balance of payment in capital account. So current account is current transactions, capital account is long term transactions, big amount transaction, big ticket transactions. So these are the basic differences between balance of payment on current account and capital account. So what are the important features of recent import export policy? The recent import export policy by government provides a lot of benefits. What are these benefits? We'll be discussing that. So there is something called as SEZ, that is Special Economic Zone. So anybody who is forming companies in Special Economic Zone will get advantages regarding tax saving, regarding norms, regarding registrations. So Special Economic Zone is a separate scheme organized by the government. Agricultural exports is latest feature of import export policy. We can export agricultural goods to other countries. Towns of export excellence, some certain towns, certain locations will get certifications and advantages of being called as the towns of export excellence. Some cottage sector and handicrafts will also be given some advantage. You must be knowing what are handicrafts, handmade products or cottage sector products are given special focus of exporting goods abroad and all these things. So special focus is given on such products, that is cottage sector and handicraft. So this is under the recent import export policy. Then we have reduction in transaction time and cost. So according to the latest import export policy, the time which it used to take to conduct a transaction of import and export, it will now be reduced, and there's a cost reduction also. So this is also an important feature of the recent import export policy that is we have. So assistance to states is what given by the government. States will be given a lot of advantage in terms of assistance regarding understanding the import export policy. So these are the important features of recent import export policy. So I'll quickly run through what we have discussed so far in this particular chapter. Is foreign trade and balance of payment. We understood what are the causes of disequilibrium in balance of payments, and we also saw what are the measures for correcting disequilibrium in the balance of payment. What kind of measures we can take. We can work out deflation, depreciation of a country currency, whatever, devaluation. And then we saw why foreign trade is important in economic development, what is balance of payment on current account, and what is balance of payment on capital account. What are the important features of the recent import export policy, the introduction of SEZ or transaction time and cost or assistance to states and everything. So this is where we end chapter 7. We will now be moving to chapter number 8. This is the last chapter of this particular subject, that is regional and international economic cooperation. So what are we going to discuss in this particular chapter is major objectives of International Monetary Fund, IMF. What are the functions of IMF? What are the functions of World Bank? Functions of WTO, functions of SARC, and we'll also see what is BRICS. So what are the major objectives of IMF? Objectives means what are the aims? Why is International Monetary Fund created? So the main objective of IMF is monetary cooperation, to cooperate with the world economies, to cooperate with the countries across the world in terms of money, to guide in terms of money, to help in terms of money. That is the main objective of International Monetary Fund, to promote balanced international trade. They want to control, or they want to see whether international trade is done in a very suitable and a systematic manner or not. So they want to promote this international trade, but they want to say that it should be done in a balanced manner, in a systematic manner, and they will take care of this situation where the international trade is done in a balanced manner. They'll also work on stability in exchange rate. They don't want suddenly exchange rates to rise, suddenly the exchange rates will fall. So they don't want to create a situation where there is a problem of exchange rate. So they will try to bring the exchange rate to a common stability, and then so it's not increasing on a regular basis. Multilateral system of payment. So payments, they want to make it very easy. They want to make transaction very easy. So IMF creates the payments system as a very easy system, and they want to create multiple options of payment. So there's not just one way of making a payment. You can make payment through different methods also. And finally, their main objective is to create confidence among international countries. While they're trading, they know that there is one body somewhere who's taking care of the international trade, the international money systems. So that kind of a confidence will come when an international body is involved. So that is the way they want to instill confidence among countries. That's a major objective of IMF. Functions, what do they do? What different activities they are into? Yeah. So there is maintenance of exchange rate stability. We saw in the previous point also. They want to see to it that exchange rate is maintained. They don't want to create a situation where exchange rate is changing on a regular basis. So they want to control that. They want to maintain that. They want to have credit facilities. They want to give out loans to countries. So maximum loans that are given out to underdeveloped or developing countries could be coming from IMF. So if as a country you require some kind of a loan, you can definitely approach international monetary funds who provide credit facilities to countries, and so giving away loans at lower rate of interest and providing money, helping in terms of different events. So IMF takes care of this function of helping global countries. Then technical assistance, there could be many technical problems in terms of execution of transaction. If there's a trade related problem between countries, then IMF will come into picture and help countries. So they try to be this middleman and try to solve the problem related to technical issues. So then again, publication. So they, whatever different things they do, they publish in their newsletters, they publish on their website, and they are a central source of information for so many countries. So they become the source of publication. And then they are the central bank's bank. So each country has its own central bank. Like Like in the US we have Federal Reserve, in India we have Reserve Bank of India. So we have a central bank. So who is the central bank of all the central banks of the world? That is International Monetary Fund. So that kind of a confidence they want to build. They calling themselves as World Bank. So that's a central bank of all the banks. That's the main function of IMF. Now, apart from IMF, we also have something called as World Bank. So what are the major functions of World Bank? Okay, so lending, of course, giving loans to countries. Lending is one of the major functions of World Bank. Sectoral distribution of lending. So they decide that okay, it's not that they just want to give money to one country only. So they divide, okay, developed countries this much money, developing countries this much money, underdeveloped countries this much money. Specific cities, towns and states can also apply for money to World Bank. Mumbai has taken money so many times. Pune as a city has taken a lot of money from the World Bank on a lot of times. So even cities might get, towns might get, countries might get, some projects might get money. They also believe into purpose oriented lending. If there's any major social objective, social purpose, then they offer the lending in terms of any project has to be accomplished. So they are involved. World Bank is involved into creation of many projects. Then technical guidance, guiding countries, guiding cities, towns in developing, in every kind of technical assistance they give. Assistance in difficulties of foreign language. So they become the mediator. If I have to trade with a country in Africa, okay, I need to have that kind of language. Or if we as a country need to trade with something in, let's say, Vietnam, so we need to know that language in order to communicate. So they create this help mechanism where they help us interact with countries in different foreign languages. General lending, they are into general lending also. They have set up an international finance corporation also, investment and investing, financing. They help in international fights also, disputes, fightings. And then they have this staff college as a concept also. So all of these are the dignitary functions of World Bank. Now we'll see World Trade Organization. What are the major functions of WTO as a world organization, World Trade Organization? Rationalization of trade tariffs in member states. So there are some countries who've got membership of WTO. So they don't see to it that trade rates are suddenly raised. There is a raise of money. So they see to it that all the tariffs, all the taxes, all the rates are same, and they rationalize it, they reduce it. They see whether this is normal or not. Any kind of trade barrier is there, they remove that. They do not allow any trade barrier to remain for a longer time. They also help in patent rights, because one country might claim that this product has been produced by me. Other country might come up, no, this has been produced by me. So they don't want to do this. So they keep changing patent rights. They keep bringing clarity. They also decide what action has to be taken against dumping. So if you know, China is very famous for dumping. Whatever they produce, they come and dump at the, dumping means coming and depositing all the produced manufacture at the airport of a country, so which is a very risky situation. So they avoid such things. So they help countries to avoid dumping. Any kind of government subsidies are there, so they see to it that there are changes for the foreign countries also. They protect the intellectual property rights. You must be knowing what are IPR. They eliminate child labor. They do not allow such activities. They influence the migration policies also. Migration means when one person from a country travels to another country, they protect that, influence that. They monitor that, how many people are coming from India to say US, and they want to check that. They remove restrictions on capital flow. They allow easy investment, easy transfer of money. They see to it that internationally everybody is cooperating with each other, and they are having a very friendly relationship. So these are the major functions of WTO. Then we have South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation, that is SARC. So SARC is also an organization to improve trade and to improve relationships between countries. But these are South Asian Association of Regional. So South Asian is somewhere where we have India, Sri Lanka, South Asia. So India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, all these countries come under SARC. So the main objective, main functions of SARC is welfare of the people. They want to do better of the people, so they want to save money. They want to protect people. They want to grow economically, they want to accelerate the economic growth, so help each other, like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, even Asian countries will participate in this and grow. So see to it that there's an economic growth. Self-reliance, rather than depending upon Western countries like US, UK, Europe, anybody, they see to it that they are reliant on themselves. This whole small group of South Asian countries is self-reliant and able to develop their own mechanisms of trade. They also invest money, bring money on a common table, that is called as mutual funds. They collaborate for different activities. They make these smaller events, they arrange smaller events where only South Asian countries will come collaborate, and they allow businesses to exchange between countries and everything, and they strengthen the cooperation. So they continue to maintain this stronger relationship, stronger friendship of countries. So these are the major functions of SARC, that is South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation. Regional means local. Okay, so it's like in a global economy we are the local people. And finally, we are looking at something called as BRICS. BRICS is an acronym for an association of 5 major emerging economies. So there is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. That's how earlier it was BRIC. We didn't have South Africa in this. Now it is BRICS, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Again, this is an association to improve trade, to increase trade. The BRICS members are all developing or newly industrialized countries, but they are distinguished by their large, fast growing economies and significant influence on regional and global affairs. So this is the latest addition into the group of companies or group of countries who come together to improve trade relations or trade situations. So Brazil, Russia, these are top developing countries of the world, and they are upcoming, and that's why they have come together to form this consortium. All these countries are also G20 members. G20 is global 20, top 20 countries of the world. So as of 2014, BRICS represents 3 billion people, which is nearly 40% of the world population. So maximum market is here. If you want to sell goods, go to Brazil, go to Russia, go to India, go to China, go to South Africa. These are the top 5 developing countries of the world, and they have their own trade relationships. They have built their own systems of trading within each other, within each other's system. So there is a trade between India, Brazil, India, Russia, China, India. This you can see there's no other country here. So these are the top 5 developing countries of the world, and that's how they have come together and get into this. So they are also a group member of global 20 G20 members also, and then now almost 40% of the world population, that is 3 billion people reside here. This is a huge market that they have to their exposure. So the BRICS is another a group of trade. So that's how foreign trade comes into picture. So this is where we are done with our chapter 8. Also, I'll just quickly run through what all we have seen in regional and international cooperation, economic cooperation. So we learned what is IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, and what are the main objectives of IMF. We also saw what are functions of IMF, how IMF functions, and then we saw functions of World Bank, that is the bank of banks, that is central bank of the world. We saw what is WTO, World Trade Organization, what are the functions. We saw what is SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. We also saw what is BRICS, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. These are the top 5 countries. So with this, students, I am done with the complete syllabus for Indian and Global Economic Environment, that is International Economics for 3rd year BCom. So this is where we are done with the complete syllabus. I'll just share some of my information for your reference. As you all know, my name is Professor Yogesh G. Nagpal. My contact number is 8390902060. You can get in touch with me on this number. I'm sharing my personal email address also for your reference, that is yogesh.nagpal@gmail.com. And my personal motto is success follows excellence. So in whatever short time I had to represent this particular syllabus, and that's how I've been able to do that. So with this, I will end the complete lecture series for international economics, and thank you so much to have patiently reached till this particular last part of the video. Thank you so much for being there through this journey. If there are any questions coming up, you can drop into my personal number on WhatsApp, or you can also write it to me on the email address given. You can also write on the official college related email that has been given to you all for clarifying any of your doubts. So, all right then. Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care.